Hello, Professor. My name is Thomas Sternberg.
Number 1, tell me about yourself. First off, Professor Petrucci, I would like to thank you for allowing me to have this interview. Now, a little bit about myself. I'm a very hardworking and dedicated individual who has strived to achieve all goals set before me, whether the goals were set by myself, parents, friends, or other family that have put it before me to make me a better person. Now, because I have played sports my whole life, I have been able to understand teamwork. For instance, sports I have played were soccer, track, baseball, and basketball. Yet in soccer, I was able to become team captain my senior year in high school, where I led 23 different people, teammates of mine, to a state playoff berth and a district championship title. Soccer is very key. As you are playing on a team, you and 11 other players on a field have to mesh together in order to achieve one final goal, which would be to win. Along with track, where I was captain my senior year in high school as well, is a much different dynamic, where one needs to employ certain tactics to help themselves grow as an individual, yet aiding to a bigger and better team as one. As you are gaining points for yourself, yet in the end you have to come together as a team to win that final goal and gain. I've had an extensive background of business experience where I owned my own mobile disc jockey business called BPM, where I traveled all over the tri-state area putting on different performances for thousands of people, which taught me crowd control, along with time management and keeping the customer happy throughout the entire night, whether it be a bar mitzvah, a sweet 16, or any teen dance that was happening anywhere in the tri-state area. Also, along with being a disc jockey, my senior summer, I was a camp counselor where I was in charge of 43 different 7th and 8th graders, where together we learned to come as one group and help each other through a tough transition period in their life from 8th grade into high school, which is a very daunting time in their life. So as you can see, I have taught myself various tactics in order to gain a better understanding of knowledge to help myself and the people around me gain a better understanding of leadership and positions. 2. Tell me about a significant accomplishment in your life. Throughout high school, I have always strived to achieve various leadership positions within my school of 2,400 kids. These positions ranged from Spanish club leader to president of my class. Now, during my freshman year, I took a big step and was able to run for freshman class president. During this time, I had to rally together over 600 classmates in order to elect me, their class president. During this time, I used inspirational motivation through various speeches and pep rallies to get the students fired up and excited to have me serve as their class president. Now, I did lose the election in 8th grade, and I was running against the same person and girl who beat me, which is a very daunting and tough transition period from 8th grade to freshman year, and now I had to go in front of a much larger group of 600 different people. Now, I felt pretty bad as seeing the girl who beat me in the election throughout the hallways in 8th grade. But with a lot of courage and the help with all of my friends, I was able to come back and run a successful campaign, where I was then able to win the presidency for my freshman year. I continued to show idealized influence through my 4 years of high school, where I showed ethical behavior of high moral standards, and this allowed me to be reelected for each year, becoming the first 4-year class president in my school's history. I held this position. I had to set up and run various dances, proms, and social gatherings for my school and a class of over 600 kids, while maintaining a peaceful and innovative work environment for my officers to produce the highest results. We had various faults throughout where, during times of high stress, which I believe comes naturally within any work environment, especially when deadlines are inevitable. By working on the emotional level of my officers and forming solid, trusting relationships, we were able to resolve our problems and in the end raise over $60,000 for various charities and our school's betterment. Also, by surfing around the management section of the Wall Street Journal, I was able to find different tips and hopefully mimic very successful CEOs and use their tactics and transform it into my own through transformational leadership as a president of the class. I was able to learn and pick up on such tips as if there are sacrifices to be made, leaders should step up and make the greatest sacrifices themselves, along with Leaders must have the help of all of their people to devise solutions and implement them. This means that I needed to take people from all different areas of the class, whether it be my officers, the band, the football team, other athletics, or other clubs, and we needed to come together as a class to produce the highest results and have the best 4 years of high school we could have, with me being class president. As well as surfing around the management section in the Wall Street Journal, I was able to attempt to mimic various successful CEOs' tactics and plots that they were using in their Fortune 500 companies to take to the next level. And I also learned many tips that would also help me better as a leader. Tips such as, if there are sacrifices to be made, leaders should step up and make the greatest sacrifices themselves. Along with, leaders must have the help of all of their people to devise solutions and to implement them. This can be applied to myself, where I helped lead 6 other officers as we pioneered a class of over 600 students in order to produce the highest results and have the greatest 4 years that high school could possibly offer. Lastly, question number 3. Tell me something you have learned in class. Well, Professor Petrucci, class has taught me many things about how to be an effective leader and motivator around my peers and in the future workplace. One of the key points that I believe we have covered was the decision-making process, along with the importance of change in the workplace, and using it to your advantage. The 8-step decision-making process that we have labeled has already been applied to my life through various leadership roles, yet having the process identified for me in a strategic manner is going to help me for many years to come. By being able to follow the process of the decision-making process, such as identifying the problem, establishing the decision criteria, allocating the weights to decision criteria, getting alternatives to the situation, analyzing the alternatives, and deeming which is best, and from choosing that alternative that would provide an applicable way around the original idea. Of course, after I've chosen my idea and plan of action, I would then go back and evaluate to see how I did and how I can improve. This last process of evaluation is essential to my growth as a leader, so I can either learn from my mistakes or continue to use the choices that I made during the process. Along with the decision-making process, learning to deal with change and how it can affect a company is very crucial to the learning curve as a problem or opportunity that everyone must deal with sometime in their life. Now, Professor, I would like to thank you for giving me the interview, and have a nice day.